A friend loves at all time. A friend cares at all time. A friend trusts at all time. A good friend lasts a lifetime. A friend helps at all time. A friend is at all time. A friend endures at all time. A good friend lasts a lifetime. Some people may have a lot of friends. Sorry, time is counting. Some people may have a lot of friends, while some people may have only a few, but they are close to each other. No matter how many friends or what kind of friends we have, there is no doubt that friends play an important role in our life. We often hear people talking about their friends, and we also hope that we can make more and more good friends. However, have you ever thought that how could you be a good friend of others? Today, I'm going to share you a story about how I lost a friend and about how I learned to become a good friend. When I was in the first year of senior high school, I had a friend. Her name was Eve. Eve and I both joined the color guard, and that was how I began to know her. She was smart and humorous, and she was always kind to other people. She has the personality that appealed to everyone. I didn't know anybody that didn't like her. We practiced together during the lunch break, and we also went home together by the MRT almost every day. I liked her very, very much, and I enjoyed being with her. That was the happiest time during my high school life. I wish that I could be her best friend and stay with her and always stay with her. But my wish never came true. As time went by, things started to change. During the second year, we were separated into different classes. Although I was a little disappointed, I didn't mind it very much, for I knew that I could still go to practice and go home with her. However, I found that we are not so close to each other as before, and that made me upset. So I decided to seize every single chance to stay with her. No matter how late it was after the regular practice, I would stay and wait for her. Sometimes she would ask me to go home first, but then I would always left first reluctantly. But things didn't get better after that. And then one day I suddenly realized the truth that no matter how long I wait for her, she will never go home with me anymore. And after I realized this truth, I started to cry sorrowfully. I cried all the way from my school to my home. I couldn't understand. I just couldn't understand. I took Eve as the most important friend of mine, but she just walked away from me and without letting me know why. What was wrong? What was wrong with me? I didn't know. My life became miserable. Going to school and going to practice used to be my favorite, but now they turned to be the most painful things to me. What was worse, I felt that I had no friends to share my feelings. For the first time in my life, I felt that I was totally alone. I remained sad and unhappy every day, but I knew that my life still had to keep going on. So I tried very hard to get back on my track and try to forget about those sorrowful things. Time went by, and it seems that I did get better. I began to get along well with some of my classmates, and we often went out to dinner together. One day, while we were having dinner, they said that they had something to tell me. Joyce, being a good friend of others takes time, they said. You can You can't go too fast or stick to someone too much, for they will be very stressful. We think this is how Eve feels. She feels she is stressful being with you. We think that we know how she feels because we have the same feeling as her. My tear dropped down after I heard that. They asked if I wanted to stay alone for a while. I nodded and then went away. I cried again for a moment and then stopped to calm down and think. Now I know what my problem was. I thought everything I did was what a good friend would do. I thought I was being a good friend of others, but I wasn't. I was making them feeling uncomfortable and stressful. A friend is not the one who sticks to you all day long. Friends are like stars. You don't always see them, but you know they are always there. Friends love and care about you all the time, even if they are not beside you. I'm lucky that I finally realized this, so that I can learn to become a good friend of others. Most of us wish that we can have as many good friends as we can, but we also have to remember one thing. That is, the only way to have a good friend is to be one. I hope that all of us can learn to be a good friend of each other. A friend that loves and cares at all times, and a friend that lasts a lifetime. Just as the song sings. A friend loves at all time, a friend cares at all time, a friend trusts at all time, a good friend lasts a lifetime.